The 2014 BJP manifesto said, "Education is the most powerful tool for the advancement of the nation." And true to its words, this government has used this powerful tool and started to change textbook curriculum. What happened next was not history. It was an erasure of history.
नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी देश को चौकीदार की जरूरत है। अच्छे दिन।
In April 2023, the NCERT announced that it would erase certain chapters with regard to the Mughal Empire from the Class 12 history textbooks. NCERT also removed Charles Darwin's theory of evolution from Class 9 and Class 10 science textbooks. Much before this, a certain BJP leader even claimed that Darwin's theory was scientifically incorrect and should not be taught in schools.
आज तक किसी भी व्यक्ति ने न कहानी में न मौखिक ने लिख करके बताया कि वो जंगल में कहीं गया था, किसी शहर में गया था, उसने किसी बंदर को आज भी बनते हुए देखा हो, ये कहीं पर नहीं लिखा गया। डार्विन ने इस प्रकार की जो थ्योरी दी है वो वैज्ञानिक रूप से भी गलत है और इसलिए स्कूल और कॉलेजों के अंदर इसको बदल कर नहीं हुए। जब से धरती पर आदमी आया है, शुरू से ही आदमी है और आज भी ही रहेगा।
Now, having said that, did you guys hear about the Gujarat Assembly's resolution to start teaching the Bhagavad Gita in schools? The next one is my personal favorite. Did you know that when V.D. Savarkar was jailed in the Andaman Cellular Jail, he used to fly out of prison and return on the wings of a bulbul bird? Well, that's what the Class 8 Kannada textbook claimed at one point. I'm saying one point because it has been removed. Saffronization of education is real, and this isn't something that the BJP is shy about. But what has the Modi government done about education? What are the positive changes and how much has the Modi government spent? So in this episode of our Modi's Report Card series, I look at education. So now to the budget. But before that, hello people, my name is Korah Abraham and this is the 4th episode of our Modi Report Card series. Before this, we talked about unemployment, inflation and hate speech. So if you like our work and want us to talk about your issues, become a paid subscriber of the News Minute and support our work. In 2014, the BJP said that they will increase public spending on education to 6% of India's GDP. Moved to 2019, the BJP manifesto was quiet on this issue. And the reality, between 2014 to 2024, the BJP allocated only an average of 0.44% of the annual GDP to education. In fact, this was worse than that of the Congress. The Congress allocated just 0.61% between 2004 and 2014. However, there is some good news too. According to the ASCR report or the Annual Status of Education report, there has been a slight increase in school enrollment. It was 96.7% in 2014, it went up to 97.2% in 2018 and 98.4% in 2022. As per the All India Survey of Higher Education 2019-2020, the gross enrollment ratio in higher education went up from 26.3% in 2018-19 to 27.1% in 2019-20. Now, as far as girls between ages of 11 and 14 goes, enrollment in schools has seen a rise. The percentage of girls not enrolled in schools was 10.3% in 2006. It came down to 2% in 2022. In Anganwadis, the number of children enrolled has gone up between 2018 and 2022. For example, 28.8% children aged 3 years old were not enrolled in Anganwadis in 2018. This number came down to 21.7% in 2022. So while there is good news that children are going to schools, the learning outcomes are not so encouraging. ASCR found in 2018 that only 27.2% of grade 3 children in rural India were able to read grade 2 level material. This number increased to 20.5% in 2022. The situation was more or less the same for grade 5 students of rural India as well. In 2018, 44.2% of grade 5 students could read grade 2 level material, while in 2022 the number dropped to 38.5%. So higher enrollment in schools in the last 10 years but lesser learning outcomes. So how else did the Modi government fare in education? Between 2016 and 2020, 60% of dropout students from IITs, NITs and from other centrally funded technical institutions belonged to the SC/ST communities. And 63% of undergraduate dropouts at the top 7 IITs in the last 5 years were from the reserved categories. Out of this, 40% being from the SC/ST communities. The government said that from 2018 to 2023, over 9,500 students from marginalized background dropped out of central universities. Out of this, 2,622 students belong to the scheduled tribe category, 2,424 scheduled caste students, and 4,596 from other backward classes. The government also brought in a lot of common entrance tests. Be it for undergrad or masters, admissions for any central university, there are many tests right now, such as the CUET and the NEET. Okay, now, do you remember these images and videos? These stories are from the COVID-19 pandemic, which exposed India's digital divide. In their 2014 manifesto, the BJP had also promised to fix the digital divide in the education system. But the pandemic time showed us how hollow this claim was. To be fair, the state governments are also to be blamed for it. Now let's move on to the Modi government's big matter of pride, the National Education Policy 2020. What is it? The NEP is a framework for both school and higher education across the country. The framework, which was made by former ISRO chief Kasturi Rangan, recommended changing the current 10+2 structure with a 5+3+3+4 structure, which also brings children from ages 3 to 5 within the formal education system. Under the NEP, the Modi government has also allowed foreign universities to set up their campuses in India. But the NEP has faced severe pushback, especially from southern states. So what do these critics say? The NEP encourages privatization of public institutions. It has way too many exit options which would lead to large-scale dropouts. It focuses on vocational education and not meaningful education. And NEP also does not mention caste and reservation provisions. But the biggest criticism is over the union government controlling education. So many regional political parties have been demanding that education should be a state government's domain, as states differ in language, culture and history. Now, before we wrap up yet another episode on the Modi Report Card series, a gentle reminder to our viewers that this election we can also spend time doing friendly interviews. Instead, we are trying our best to help you make an informed decision. So become a paid subscriber of the News Minute today and help us continue to raise your issues.
This election season, your right to choose puts you at the heart of it again.
We'd like to be your eyes and ears.
Choose the journalism and media that serves democracy and you.
Simply head on to newslaundry.com/subscription and pick up the TNMNL joint subscription of your choice today.